guys, welcome back for another episode of She Loves Finance. I hope you guys are all doing good. Medyo na-late nga lang tayo ng upload nitong episode na to kasi lately medyo naging sobrang busy talaga tayo kasi nitong linggo meron kaming ginawang event dito sa Surrey, British Columbia. First ever event ng Canada Start, and we're very very happy for the turnout. It was a very very successful event. And sa mga hindi nga nakakailam sa inyo kung ano yung Canada Start, Canada Start is an initiative born from the collective experiences of passionate coaches, including yours truly, who have personally navigated yung mga challenges dito sa Canada, adapting to the Canadian system, di ba? Sa platform nga nito, dito sa Canada Start, ang goal talaga namin dito is maging gabay at katuwang ng bawat Pilipino dito sa Canada. Parang kung titignan nyo, para siyang isang one-stop shop for all the Filipinos questions and inquiries, Filipinos na naghahanap ng reliable advice rooted in the highest quality and integrity. And etong platform na ito ay ang goal talaga namin dito is makahanap kayo ng tamang gabay, tamang direksyon, yung tipong hindi na kayo magkakamali, hindi na kayo malilinlang ng kung sino-sino tungkol sa immigration, maybe sa pagsasaayos ng status nyo dito sa Canada, maybe you wanna bring your family here in Canada, pati sa finances nyo, maybe your life insurance, sa mga pagsisave nyo, sa pag-invest nyo, and pati na rin yung paghahanda nyo para makapit niyo ang goal nyo na magkaroon ng mga assets or magkabahay dito sa Canada. And on behalf of the whole Canada Star team, nagpapasalamat po kami sa inyo dahil nakaka-overwhelm yung support nyo. And for those of you who missed this event, wag po kayong mag-alala dahil ang next upcoming event namin ay this coming February 2025. And we are planning to do this event 3 times a year para mas makapagbigay kami ng marami pang kaalaman sa inyo para kung paano nyo isasaayos ang inyong future dito sa Canada. So in this video, gusto ko pag-usapan natin kung paano ba kayo magsisimulang mag-save at mag-invest dito sa Canada. If you haven't started your investing journey, maybe it might be because hindi mo alam kung paano magsisimula or hindi mo alam kung paano mag-work yung mga different registered accounts na meron tayo dito sa Canada. And talaga namang hindi kita masisisi dyan kasi I was once in your position. Kaya alam na alam ko yung pakiramdam na yan. So I'm here today because I wanna educate you. Ang goal ko is to educate you just like how I wish I was educated many years ago. So una sa lahat, sagutin natin kung bakit ba meron tayong registered accounts dito sa Canada. Ano ba yung purposes nito? Ngayon, dito kasi sa Canada, we have what you called a progressive tax system. Ang ibig sabihin yan, the taxes that you pay increases the more na tumataas yung income mo. Kasi napupunta ka sa higher tax bracket. Yung higher tax bracket is ayan yung mga classification ng income dito provincially and federally. Kaya ang CRA or ang Canada Revenue Agency, gumawa sila ng mga registered accounts para magkaroon ng tax advantages ang mga Canadians or ang mga taong nakatira dito when it comes to growing their money. Kaya make sure to tune in till the end dahil kung hindi ka pa nagsisave or hindi ka pa nag-invest, hindi mo talaga ma-achieve yung pangarap mong lifestyle and retirement life na para sa'yo at sa pamilya mo. So nabanggit ko nga na ang mga registered accounts dito sa Canada ay may kanya-kanyang purpose. Meron din silang kanya-kanyang tax benefits. So if you're not utilizing them, then I guarantee you that you're losing money through inflation, taxes, interest, and fees. So in this video, pag-uusapan natin yung pinaka-paborito kong account at ito nga ang pinaka-flexible na account na pwede mong gamitin dito sa Canada. At ang tawag dito ay TFSA or Tax-Free Savings Account. So itong TFSA na to, pwede mo siyang buksan kahit newcomer ka pa lang, hindi ka pa permanent resident, maybe you're on a temporary work permit, temporary resident ka pa lang dito, or maybe baka matagal ka na dito o resident ka na, Canadian citizen ka na, pero wala ka pa ring savings and investment. Then make sure, pakinggan mo tong video na to kasi ito na yung sign mo na mag-open ka na ng TFSA. Sa pag-open nga ng TFSA, no, Ang pinaka-requirement mo lang talaga dito is kailangan you have to be at least 18 or 19 years old. Depende yan kung nasang province ka, okay? Kasi may mga ibang province dito sa Canada na ina-allow nila na kahit 18 years old ka pa lang, pwede mo nang buksan yung TFSA. Pero particularly dito sa BC, you have to be at least 19 years of age to be able to open this account. And as the name implies nga, no, that TFSA tax-free savings account, ang ibig sabihin yan, any income or growth ng pera mo na mai-earn mo dito sa TFSA is tax-free. Ibig sabihin yan, hindi nyo kailangang magbayad ng tax. And then, kapag withdraw nyo yung pera nyo dito, hindi pa rin kayo matataksan. Hindi siya magka-counted as income. Okay? Ngayon, things that you have to remember is lahat ng registered accounts natin dito sa Canada, you have to look at them as a box. Okay? So, imagine you have a box. Okay? Now, itong box na ito, you have to open it. Okay? You have to open it. Pero kailangan i-instruct mo siya kung ano ba yung purpose mo sa account na ito. Okay? Hindi basta-basta na kapag inopen mo yung TFSA, automatic lalaki na yung pera mo. No, you actually have to instruct the box, to instruct TFSA, ano bang plano mo dito? Plano mo bang mag-save, for short term? Or plano mo bang mag-invest for long term, okay? Kasi, kailangan mo siyang sabihin, hindi siya basta-basta, automatic na lalaki yung pera mo, okay? Kasi that's one of my biggest mistakes personally, na nag-open na ako ng TFSA and then, after a couple of years, I'm like, bakit hindi lumalaki yung pera ko? Yung pala, kailangan ko palang invest, okay? So, this is one of my biggest mistakes sa TFSA. That's why make sure na kapag nag-open kayo ng TFSA, you have to instruct TFSA kung ano yung gusto mo ditong gawin. Ilalagay mo lang ba siya sa high interest savings? Ilalagay mo ba siya sa stock market? Ilalagay mo lang ba siya sa guaranteed investment certificate? Okay? You have to tell TFSA what you want it to do. Okay? So ngayon, magbigay tayo ng example. Let's say for example, if you buy a stock in your TFSA, maybe bumili ka ng US equity and it performs really well and lumaki siya over time, you won't have to pay capital gains tax on the growth of your money. For example, may $10,000 ka and inilagay mo siya sa TFSA mo at ininvest mo siya sa stock market, dun nga sa US equity. After about 5 years or maybe 10 years, okay, lumaki siya ng $30,000, okay? So, ibig sabihin may growth na 20,000, no? From 10,000 lang yung capital mo, lumaki siya ng 30, so yung growth niya yung 20,000. Yung growth na yan is tax-free and you can withdraw it anytime including the capital tax-free, okay? And bakit ba big deal yun? Okay, big deal yun and it's a very, very powerful benefit dito sa account na to kasi nga lumalaki yung pera mo pero hindi ka nagbabayad ng tax. Kasi nga 'di ba sinabi ko sa inyo na dito sa Canada, kada kibot mo lang kumita ka ng pera, kailangan mo nang magbayad ng tax. Pero sa TFSA, your money is growing tax-free and you can withdraw it tax-free as well. When it comes naman sa contribution, okay, sa space, kasi kailangan alam mo yung mga limits mo dito sa TFSA kasi nga, syempre, nililimitahan ng gobyerno kung magkano yung pwede mong ilagay dito. Kasi kung hindi, para ka na lang, yung mga mayayaman nating Canadian resident, ang mga kababayan nating mayayaman dito, eh di syempre, aabusuhin nila, ilalagay nila lahat ng pera niya. So, para malimitahan yun, para makontrol yun, nagbigay ng limits ang gobyerno kung magkano lang yung pera mong ilagay dito sa TFSA, okay? Yung withdraw mo dito sa TFSA, let's say nga nag-withdraw ka nga, 'di ba? Nag-withdraw ka dito sa TFSA mo, yung amount na withdraw mo, mababalik lang yung space na yon sa after 1 year. Ang ibig sabihin nun, kunyari nag-withdraw ka ng $5,000 this year, okay? Hindi babalik yung 5,000 room na yon this year. Babalik siya after 1 year, okay? Not in the same year. It will come back after a year. So something to keep in mind. Lalo na kung nagma-max out kayo ng TFSA niyo kasi kailangan niyong alamin 'yun para maiwasan niyo yung over-contribution. Kasi 'pag nag-over-contribute kayo dito sa TFSA niyo or kahit saang registered account, okay, magkakaroon kayo ng very hefty penalty, okay? It's about 1% per month on the excessive amount or on the over-contributed amounts. And ang maganda nga dito sa TFSA, it's an excellent account for any beginner in Canada. And ang Pwede rin, ang maganda rin dito sa TFSA is you can open multiple TFSAs for different goals. Hindi yan alam ng maraming tao, okay? Kasi alam nila na kapag nag-open ka ng TFSA, isa lang yung pwede mo yung open. No, you can actually open multiple TFSAs. Hindi ko naman sinasabi mag-open ka ng 5 TFSA, no? Ang sinasabi ko lang is pwede kang mag-open ng isa, dalawa, tatlo, para lang mai-segregate mo yung investments mo. Kung ano yung purpose mo dun sa investments mo. Pwede kang magkaroon ng TFSA for your emergency fund, pwede kang magkaroon ng TFSA for your travel fund, pwede ka rin magkaroon ng TFSA for your midterm plans such as your wedding, maybe you're planning to buy a house. Pwede mo siyang maging supplement on top of your first-time home savings account na pag-uusapan natin in our next videos, okay? And you also use this account to save for retirement. And that is really the best way to use your TFSA is kapag ininvest mo yung pera mo. Kaya nga dito sa TFSA nito, dapat ang tawag talaga dito is tax-free investment account. Hindi lang siya tax-free savings account kasi parang misleading yung tax-free savings account na akala ng maraming tao is pang-save lang talaga ang TFSA. No, my gosh. Dito sa TFSA, it's the best, it's most powerful kung i-invest mo yung pera mo para lumaki siya in the future and mawi-withdraw mo siya tax-free and hindi pa maapektuhan ng inyong mga pension benefits in the future kung ang pera nyo for your retirement ay nasa TFSA. So you might wonder, why you should have different buckets, right? Bakit nyo ba kailangan nga mag-open ng iba-ibang klaseng TFSA? Okay na, iba't ibang TFSA for different purposes. Kasi kailangan yung i-match yung investment nyo sa TFSA with your specific goals. Kasi alam naman natin na ang stock market is very volatile. Di ba? Up and down yan. Ang performance, it fluctuates a lot. So you don't want to take an aggressive approach kung ang goal mo is short term na kuhanin yung pera mo kasi nga meron kang pinaglalaanan yung pera mo. So, hindi mo siya pwedeng i-invest sa medyo risky portfolios. Now, dahil nga nabanggit ko na pwede kang mag-open ng more than one TFSA, you also have to keep in mind that the contribution limit applies pa rin to all your TFSAs combined. So, kunyari, ang allowed mo is 95,000, okay? Hindi naman ibig sabihin niya na kapag nag-open ka ng isang TFSA, magkakaroon ka na agad ng another 95,000 room. No, okay? Doon sa, kunyari, mag-open ka ng 3 TFSA. So, sa tatlong yon dapat yon combine, 95,000 silang lahat. Okay? That's how you look at it. Okay? I don't want you to make that big mistake para hindi kayo magbayad ng malaking penalty. And by the way, the contribution pala is based on dun sa perang nilagay nyo. Okay? Hindi based on the growth of your money. Kung naglagay lang kayo ng 10,000, pero kumita siya ng 30,000, lumaki siya ng 30,000, hindi iti-take up ng 20,000 ng growth ng pera nyo dahil nga lumaki ng 30,000, hindi iti-take up ng 20,000 na growth na yon yung space mo. Okay? Ang magte-take up lang ng space mo is the capital that you put in your TFSA. Diba sobrang ganda nga ng TFSA, kaya talagang make contribution limit on how much you can put in this account. Kasi nga otherwise, people will abuse it, people will pile as much money as possible into this tax sheltered plan. So again, recap, to open a TFSA, you need to be at least 18 years of age or 19 years of age here in BC. And you need to have a social insurance number. Kapag wala kayong social insurance number, unfortunately, you cannot open a TFSA. Okay? Yun nga, sinabi ko nga na ang age requirements based on kung saan kayo nakatira. And you can hold almost any type of investment, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, ETFs, and many more. Okay? And if you're a Canadian resident, your contribution room starts accumulating from 2009 or from the year you turn 18. So, kung if you open the TFSA in 2024 and have never contributed before, you would have a total available contribution of $95,000 in space or in available contribution room, okay? If you were 18 years or older in 2009, okay? And for those of you who are maxing their TFSA account, the contribution limit for this year na 2024 is $7,000. And that's it, guys. Let's keep this video short and simple. If you found this video helpful, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you'll be updated with my upcoming videos. And if you have any questions, be sure to leave some like your question on the comment section below para may address natin siya and I will address it personally and maybe I will address it on my next videos as well.